What's up, you guys? Welcome to another vlog. So in this video, I just had to get out of my house. I had to get out, I had to have a girls' weekend, get away from the kids and all of the stress that I have here. And man, this was just such an incredible Chicago weekend. My two friends, Allie and Nicole, they came in from out of town. You guys might recognize Nicole. She is a TikToker who just hit 100K, which is so awesome, and I'm so happy for her. I will link her TikTok down below. And my friend Allie made an appearance on the main channel where she kind of talked about what it was like from a sober perspective to see me in active addiction. And that video is so good. I'll link that as well. She was so honest about judging me in that. And that is the kind of realness that I appreciate. You know, she's like, yo, Jess, I judged you for that, but I didn't really understand. And now I understand it better. That is what I love. That's my favorite comment to get. The comments that are like, yo, I judged you for going to prison. I judged you for being an addict, but I didn't really understand. And I've done research on it and I love your content. Like, what? A changed perspective from someone that was open-minded enough to actually look into the things I talk about. How could I ask for more, right? Oh, amazing. The first thing that we did is we went to the Cheesecake Factory, which doesn't sound exciting, but here in Chicago, the Cheesecake Factory is in the John Hancock building.
I love that though. That is adorable.
Dead ass real. Falling ice, bitch, move. So after we ate some food at the Cheesecake Factory, I got a lot of girl talk and just a lot of things off of my chest. We went upstairs and we went to Tilt. If you don't know what Tilt is in Chicago, you need to go. Basically, the views are incredible. There's like this 360 observation deck and there's a bar up there. So if you want to get a drink, you can. There's a gift shop and souvenirs, of course. They put you in this like glass thing and you're holding onto these handles and they tilt you over the city street. And now I've done this before, but for whatever reason, this time, it was worse. Like it was more stressful than the first time. So maybe, you know, smoke a little extra if you're gonna do it, if you have anxiety with like heights or whatever, but it's such a cool experience. The only negative experience about going to Tilt is they are insane when it comes to filming and taking pictures in that Tilt box because they want you to buy the picture at the end. So what I did was, I'm so toxic, like stop it. But I put my phone like this recording in my bra because I wanted to get a TikTok and like they were being hella like hot dog flavored water vibes, you know? Okay. So anyway, oh, and it was like 4 degrees the entire weekend. And then on Monday it was 64 degrees, so cool. Anyway, it was a very treat yourself weekend. So we had this suite at the Hyatt Regency, which if you've been there, you know the views are incredible. And there's like 2 restaurants and a Starbucks in it, like great hotel. Love that hotel. The views were so incredible from our room.
Did I just get in the elevator, please?
See, that's to that door.
But I tried both of them. I have a witness. Oh my God.
So we got this suite. It has this. And then this whole separate room. So tomorrow they are going to dye the lake green for St. Patty's Day. And we are gonna get a front row seat to that. We have the best view in the city. The next morning we woke up and we just happened to be there when they were dyeing the river green here in Chicago. Now this is a really old tradition. They do it for St. Patty's Day and basically the river's always green, you know, like dark green, but now it's like this bright chemical green and it's like a huge deal. So what I thought was crazy is how many people came out to see the river being dyed green when it was like -4 degrees. Fahrenheit. Like, no ma'am. There were people wrapped in blankets, but the energy was so fire because everyone was just so excited. And we had front row seats from our warm hotel room and I was so unbelievably grateful for that. So Allie and Nicole could see the river being dyed green and it was just this really cool, you know, Saturday morning. There was this one little boat. He had like a Hennessy flag and he was getting it. Like he was like mixing all that green stuff up. And if you're worried about them dyeing the river green, it is like vegan and organic and safe for fish. Apparently. I don't know, it looks hella gross. Moving on, one thing you might not know about me is I am Italian and I grew up with an Italian father who loved all of the mob and crime movies and all of that, so I know quite a bit about Al Capone and John Dillinger. So I booked us on a crime bus tour, a mob and crime bus tour, and it was so good.
Yes, yes. Immediately.
I know, right? I love that Melvin was like, I gotcha.
She's in the right industry, you know? She's found her passion. Absolutely.
Come on in.
Oh my God, this is so Instagram.
John Dillinger is dying in the alley, and a gangster film has just let out of that theater. People hear John Dillinger is here dying in the alley, and suddenly the Bureau can't get to the body because it's mobbed by the crowd from the theater. But they're not there to see if hero bank robber John Dillinger is doing okay. They're there to get some souvenirs from this historic night. So men and women are down there, they're taking buttons off of John's coat, they're taking things from his pockets, they're ripping off pieces of his clothing, and when there's nothing left to grab, men take out handkerchiefs and start dipping them in John's blood as it pools on the sidewalk. And they put that right in their pockets and keep it. But it gets worse, because women don't have pockets in their dresses to carry a handkerchief. So they start using their dresses as handkerchiefs, curtsing down into the blood to pick some up for themselves. Legend has it, by the time the Bureau gets to that body, there isn't any blood left on the sidewalk. But there he is, John Dillinger in the flesh. And because of the capture of John Dillinger in this alley in 1934, the Bureau of Investigation became the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI that we know them as today. That was thanks to the capture of John right here. And to mark that, Victory Gardens Theater is a national landmark. But, well, you know how I said the city of Chicago doesn't like to talk about its criminal past? Victory Gardens Theater is only a national landmark to mark the first successful operation of the FBI. Period. So, no mention of John there, but to make sure everyone knew the whole story, we slapped John's face up here and we put up a quote for him right there.
But it was like negative too, and I thought I was gonna be tough and not wear a coat. But in all fairness, like my ADHD kind of messed me up here because I have a coat that heats up. Like there's heated things here and then on the back it heats up, but I lost the battery to it. And then once I couldn't find the battery, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just wear a hoodie. Horrible idea. Immediately no. Immediately no. But if you come to Chicago, you have to do either a riverboat tour or you have to do a bus tour. They're so fun, and every time I do one, I just love it so much. So we got to learn so much about Al Capone and John Dillinger, and this was such a crazy experience because something I didn't know is when he was shot outside of the movie theater here, people were like taking everything off of his dead body. When there was nothing left to steal, they mopped up his blood. Like random people walking by, they're like, oh, that's John Dillinger, must save a piece of him to sell later. And they were like using their clothes to mop up his blood. Also, the person that ratted him out, because she tried to get a green card, got deported 2 years later. So that's what you get. That's what you get. So then Nicole had to go home. Her flight was a little bit earlier and we couldn't change it because spring break is crazy and the flights were like $2,000. Ew. Allie's flight was a little bit later, so before I took Allie to the airport, I took her to go see the Shameless house, and she took some pictures, and I made a really obnoxious video, which is kind of funny. I was trying to like be Fiona, but then there were people like staring at me because they wanted to take pictures at the house too, and I was like really uncomfortable. But it really just was the perfect Chicago weekend, and I have to remind myself to do this sometimes because I work from home. I'm here all the time, I raise kids from home. When you live where you work, it's really hard to turn that off, you know? So I feel like I work 24/7 and it's just really hard on my mental health sometimes. Like I don't have a coworker that I can talk to. I can't just walk out of work and go back tomorrow because I live here. And that's something that I don't think a lot of content creators and entrepreneurs really talk about, is the fact that you feel as though you're working 24/7. And when you have kids to boot, it's so hard, and I very rarely get to relax. And life has been really stressful lately, and stress comes and goes in your life, right? And it's all how you manage it and how you process it. But a key component to keeping myself in a good state of mind is taking breaks, and it's okay to take breaks. And if you're a mom, a shower is not a break. I know it feels like a break. I know it feels like a warm hug, but you deserve a break. Go take a break. The kids will be okay. Get out of the house, take a break, prioritize your mental health in any capacity that you can. If you want to see more vlogs like this, be sure to smash that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up so I know that you like these kinds of videos, and I will continue to make them for as long as you guys want to watch them. I'm gonna end today's video here. Bye guys!